You know, you've heard that content is king, and yet you might be pushing out all kinds of content and really not seeming to get anywhere on your blog or on your social media platforms. If that sounds like you, I have some good news for you today, as I'm going to be talking to you about three types of content. This particular topic is one that I feel really needs to have a huge focus because it's content that really is truly going to make the difference between what you're doing right now and your success that you desire to have. So, if this is something that you're really diligently working on, if you are pushing out content like crazy and you're not seeing the growth that you really want, I really want to encourage you to lean into this. I have some exciting news. And that news is I want you to go ahead and grab what I'm putting in right there. I went ahead and put it in the comments, and then I'm going to find here the the Blog to Business Content Starter Kit. It's this. This is a free resource for you to download 22 pages of tips, tricks, and strategies that will help you grow your content in a way that you may never have considered yourself. So here's something that's really important about this starter kit. It's going to change how you think about what you write on your blog, on your social media, and even in your products. So you really want to get this valuable PDF for free just by going to this URL, Content Starter Kit. Over the next couple weeks, I'm going to be sharing with you the details inside. But here's the thing. I cannot share everything that's inside here, but it's there for you. So go ahead and grab it. And we're going to get into today's topic, the three types of content. And as I get ready to do that, I want you to know that last week, I actually taught on some things that I've already shared in here. The two pieces of content that you should be writing weekly. And those two things are inside here with more details. So if you missed last week's live, you might want to go back and watch it, but you also have the content in a little bit more inside here. All right, so let's get started on this week's topic. Let me know that you're here and that you're watching, and feel free to ask questions. This is an important thing that really hinges on your success. So you've got to get it right in order to be successful. Okay, so the first content, let me put my table down just a little bit. The first content is ministry content. Ministry content is something that I feel that most people start out at. The ministry is like they have something that's really important to their heart and they really want to share it. And what a better place to share it than online, on a blog or on social media. And so this is where a lot of people start, and they know that they're not going to be making the money. So they go ahead and give everything that they can into it and call it a ministry. But here's the thing. When you put your attention and put so much content out on one thing, after a while, it's going to wear you down. And what you end up doing is sacrificing the time with the people that you love the most and being able to do other things that are interesting and important to you for the sacrifice of others. And you call that a ministry to make you feel better, right? So there is a fine line between giving away your content, but giving it away in a opportunity that actually benefits you as well. It's a win-win when you look past your content as a ministry. So I want you to think about a ministry content is the giver of knowledge with absolutely nothing in return. It's a good, warmy, fuzzy feeling, right? But after a while, it will wear you down and you will feel like you're just getting nowhere fast. And this is where I want you to really understand that there is a difference between the content is king that we hear about and those who come into it with that ministry mindset that they're just being the giver of knowledge and they have nothing in return, no strings attached, and they're just pouring out everything that they're doing. And what I find is a lot of people keep themselves in that mentality and say, oh, this is a ministry, because in the end, they really want money, but they don't know how to make it. And so they tell themselves that they're doing it as a ministry. But here's the thing, if you have something to share that's important to other people, they're going to be willing to pay for it. So there's no reason for anyone to be doing ministry content with the right strategies. You can literally change lives while getting paid for it. It's a beautiful thing that happens. And trust me when I tell you, people are willing to pay for those life changes. So hello, Sabrina. Nice to have you there. And it is true. I know so many good intended bloggers who put the ministry on their blog when in end they're working like it's a full-time job or even a part-time job, and they're really putting their family to the side in the sake of ministry. And really their desire is to make money, which is why they're working that hard. They just don't know how to do it. So ministry content could be very, very good, but you have to have a different mindset when you're doing this. You have to be intentional about the content that you are doing. So be sure that when you're writing on purpose with intention and with strategy. Hello, Tanya. Nice to have you here. We are going to move on to the second type, the first type being ministry content. The second one is where most bloggers are, the traffic generating content. This is where they are truly focused on building their page views, and every decision they make on their content is for that whole purpose of driving traffic to their website. Now, there's good and bad to that. When we're focused on those page views, we tend to let the market tell us what to write. We think about the hot topics. We think about controversial topics. We think about anything and everything that people are talking about right now that will drive traffic to you. The problem with that is that short-termed. What's hot today may not be hot tomorrow. And it tends to turn itself into what we call filler content. Well, the most beneficial content that you can be creating is what is called evergreen content. The evergreen content is literally like an evergreen tree. It's always in season. It never loses anything. It's there year round. And it's healthy. It's a healthy tree. It's very robust. It's strong. It's sturdy. All of those characteristics is what you want to be thinking about when you're creating your content. So there are issues when you're focusing on traffic generating content. You are really creating a lot of content that will never be read again once it's getting past that hot topic or what's new and trending at the moment. So I would be very careful of encouraging you to have your editorial calendar based on those things. There's nothing wrong with thinking about serving your people in different seasons, but you really have to also serve yourself. And so a lot of the times those traffic generating content can really make you work really hard for what you can get right away and doesn't have long-term benefit. All right, so you can be thinking of that type of content as viral focus. They're thinking about how to get that ad revenue, and that is their only strategy in what they're creating. So by saying the hot topics, the controversial topics, the what's trending topics, those type of things, is they're getting them the traffic ad income that will have to be done again next month. And so you're in that constant content roller coaster, or hamster treadmill is what I like to call it. Actually, you're constantly going and creating content that is in fact filler content, because it will lose its power of driving traffic to your site. So always the focus on building that evergreen. So the third type is the product focused content. Product focused content is the best product or the best content you could be doing. And it's because it's focused around a product. Now, I'm not just talking your product. I'm talking about affiliate products as well. You want to be very hand selective about who and what you are promoting. You want to make sure you're aligning your efforts with the right people to promote. So you definitely want to be very, very selective on this particular aspect. And then you want to be very selective about the product you're putting out as well. And when you put good content in front of your products, you will find that it becomes seamless in everything that you're doing while creating that evergreen structure of content on your site. That's not maybe that hot topic. It might not be controversial. It may not be in season or the new trend, but it is what's being searched. And that's the key. If you're doing it right, it will be organically searched. And then your content won't have to be boiled down to just what you're doing on social media, but what you're doing in SEO will actually grow your content far more than anything that you're doing to get that instant gratification of traffic. So I want you to be thinking about this. This type of content is specialized content that solves a very specific problem. Why a very specific problem is because people search for their problems, for the solutions to their problems. So when you're writing content strategically to line up with products versus whether it's yours or an affiliate, you are doing yourself a huge favor by being very strategic in the content that you're writing and the time that you're spending. So there has been, I think it was probably 4 years ago, maybe 5. I always lose track. It's hard to believe I've been blogging for 8 years now. But it was years ago, I wrote several affiliate posts, making sure they were evergreen. And I get paychecks every month from those affiliate posts. They were definitely written evergreen. They were product focused, all before I even realized how important product focused content was. But when you do it strategically with a long-term goal in mind, you're going to be better off financially in your business because you put strategy in front of your content. And that truly is what's going to make it king. And so these particular things in your content is so important. Now, again, you're going to want to make sure you get this free 22-page full of strategies, tips, and tricks on content in your email, because I'm actually laying out the ministry, the traffic generating, and the product focused content with pros and cons for each of them. So, and there's a lot of detail in here of what I taught last week and what I'm teaching in the next couple weeks. So you want to keep your attention to this. This is something you can grab right now and begin strategizing your content immediately. There's no anything to fill in. It's all there for you. So it's a very, very valuable. But here's what I want to end this training with before I get back into the comments and see if you have any questions. That product focused content plus income generating task equals scalability. And these two things working together, where you're focusing on your content and the task in which you promote your content, right? When they are working together, you are creating scalability for your business. If you have the bad content and you're thinking you're working on the income generating task, it's not going to convert. But if you have the product focused content without the correct income generating task, you're going to ruin the formula as well. They take two together in a strategic way to actually create scalability. Scalability that you can quickly generate content, even if your world turns upside down like mine did just 2 weeks ago, or 2 or 3 weeks ago, when I got banned from going Facebook Live and I had planned for a workshop. I had to do a quick pivot. I had to create some quick content, product focused content, and throw out some quick emails. I spent about 12 hours and I generated over $2,000 of sales with a first-time product in very little effort. And so it works. It works when you put the content of your product-focused strategies in place with those income-generating tasks. Works beautifully. All right, so let's get into the comments. And I see that you guys are not posting anything, but I want to know, did this help you understand a little bit about the strategies and the importance of being strategic with your content and how it will lead you to the success that you desire for your business. And it will totally bring that ROI, the return on your investment of time, so that you understand that you're not building a ministry. You can build a profitable business while changing the lives of your audience. I do it all the time, and I've done it for years. So when you have a core belief centered around core products, yours and affiliates, that you can grab arms with and know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can promote them and feel good about it, you will and can easily generate hundreds, if not thousands of dollars each and every month on those evergreen content that you strategized on and took a little more effort before actually sitting in front of your laptop and starting to type. It's all about the strategies. And one of my sayings all the time is it's not the size that matters, it's the strategies. And so if you're thinking that, but I can't sell a product yet because number one, my list is too small or my traffic is too small, you're wrong. You're really, really wrong. You can be making far more money with a smaller list and a smaller social media platform and a smaller traffic on your site than you could if you have a large one. Because if you have a large one, if you've been doing it wrong all these years, you are just paying for people who are not interested in what you really can do for them. So the more intentional you are early on, the better you are going to have those lasting benefits to growing that scalable income. Okay. So I hope and make sure that you guys, I'm going to pull this up really quick to show you how to grab this if you haven't yet. You want to go to blog2business.com, content/starter/kit, and download this free 22-page full of tip, tricks, and strategies to help you conquer your content with strategies that will grow you very, very well and very quickly. Sabrina says, yes, there's a faith blogger I follow who said the same thing years ago. She talked about how people tried to make her feel guilty for making money teaching people about the Lord, but she needed to help feed her family. And it's true. You cannot, and I've said this for years myself, because I've gone to a lot of conferences with Christians and homeschooling mamas, and they have a desire to share what's inside of them because they are mentors at heart. And that's never a bad thing. That's actually a beautiful thing. But there's no reason why you can't take those God-given, beautiful skills, knowledge, and experiences and turn it into a product and promote it to earn money. You cannot keep giving to others without something to come back, without becoming burned out. And that's what I see all the time in the blogging world is people give for years and it causes issues in their marriage. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories about how husbands are so frustrated with their wives for spending money in blogging tools and such. And they say, but this is a ministry. No, if you're spending money, it shouldn't be a ministry. That's a business. And so you really need to have some kind, and you can still have that ministry heart. I just had that conversation with a client recently. You can still have that ministry heart because you are changing lives, but you have to understand that businesses change lives too. So it's all about the mentality and understanding that you can build a business with a content that is ministry hearted, but with the strategies that really make lives changing lives. Okay, so you want to grab this next week. You're going to want to come back, even if you have this, because I'm going to be sharing things that you are not going to hear inside here, but it will just flow together. And I'm not sharing everything on here that's inside here. So it's kind of a purpose to get you to do both. So you're going to want to come back next week for the 4 levels of content. Yes, there's 4 levels of content. So I'm going to be sharing with you about those 4 levels of content and really the purpose behind each one and how each can help you build a profitable and scalable business. So I hope to see you next week, next Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube or on Facebook. I hope to see you guys then. Bye for now.